It's the Ant-Hole, baby. It's the Ant-Hole, baby.
Ant-Hole
podcast.
Long time. Welcome. My name is Antonio Gillens. As you know, this is the Ant-Hole podcast, and tonight we're digging deep live from Inglewood, California. We have someone as a guest today who we haven't had on in a while. She is a recurring character in my life right now. She is a recurring guest on the podcast.
I'm a staple.
You're a
in
staple.
Your life.
I appreciate that. You know, sometimes you need a staple to hold things together. You know, a lot of times the teachers had staples and apples, golden apples, and hit weights to hold things down. Thank you.
Yes.
Tonight we have none other than Shanyka Jackson once again on the podcast on the Ant-Hole. And tonight, I don't know where we're going, but wherever we go, you know we're gonna always
dig deep.
Dig deep. See, she got the message. And tonight we're gonna dig deep on whatever flows. That might be the topic of tonight. Whatever flows.
Whatever flows.
It's been a long time.
Very long time.
Thank you for coming on tonight.
I've been giving everybody else a chance to, get their conversations in.
Yes.
And,
Yeah.
I just take a back seat until it's my turn to speak.
Mm-hmm. So tonight is your turn.
Okay.
You can ask questions if you would like. You can make comments, as you normally do. To the viewers out there, we have very, very stimulating, very, very tough conversations that I think sometimes most married people aren't having.
I agree.
And sometimes I'll be thinking like, man, if most married people are having these type of conversations, they probably work through a lot of their issues. Because at the end of the day, when you look at the common thing that makes people have confusion and bump heads, at the end of the day, it don't really mean nothing.
No.
Like when you realize that you just couldn't get along, you couldn't be heard, you couldn't be felt from your heart space and stuff like that. Whatever the issues are, sometimes it seems to be a lack of communication, a lack of affection, a lack of the 5 love languages.
Sound like a whole lot of lack.
Yeah, so how do you
Where's the abundance? If there's all that lack.
Well, listen, I'm talking about for those who don't have abundance.
Okay.
So that's what I'm talking about. Because like when I think about those that don't have abundance, what is the common thread that keeps them in turmoil or not seeing eye to eye, you think?
Well, we talk about it all the time. And you just alluded to it perfectly, but communication is A1 in my perspective, or from my perspective. Mm-hmm. But I think that a lot of times we don't give people space to feel how they feel, to communicate how they communicate. And that oftentimes brings friction because then that person doesn't feel understood or heard or what have you. And then a lot of people don't know how to navigate that space, I don't think.
Don't you think that it's kind of not a double standard, but a kind of like a hypocrisy. For sometimes people say be yourself, but then when people are becoming themselves and they are seeing themselves in a certain way, that the other person kind of checks out, because it's like, okay, I didn't know this was your true self, or I knew this was your true self, but I didn't want it to come out at a certain time, you know?
I don't know if I would call it hypocrisy. I think I would just call it human. Because I think that in the beginning of every relationship, it said that the first 6 months or so, you're with the representative. So everybody is on their best behavior. Everybody's putting forth their best foot.
Yeah.
And so you are with the representative in the beginning. But as people get comfortable with one another, then all of the real things start to come out. And you may or may not see things where you're like, I ain't know, I didn't know this or that about this person or that person or whatever. So I don't think I would peg it as hypocrisy. I think I would just peg it as being human. Okay. And humans tend to, like yourself, if I could just call a thing a thing.
Look, we on the ad-hole, we dig deep.
Yeah.
But when you dig deep, you also have to be transparent.
Because you fall in love with beginnings, right?
I do.
Yeah, and so a lot of people fall in love with beginnings.
Yeah, because like I said, everybody put their best foot forward in the beginning. And
exactly.
Then,
But if people would go into the beginning without the expectation of, it's about to be peaches and rainbows and roses like this forever, then I think that will eliminate a whole lot of angst, because I think that a lot of people set not necessarily unrealistic expectations, but a lot of people just set expectations, period, whether knowingly or unknowingly. And when those expectations start to deteriorate or fade, then that affects the relationship. And so I think that there's benefit from not falling in love with the beginning. But I say that being a person that I don't get too attached to any narrative. I really just let things flow the way it is. And even if things are flowing and things change, I just chameleon and roll with the change.
Yeah.
I don't get married to
where you used to do it. You used to do it this way in the beginning.
Yeah, I'm not married to that.
Yeah, I don't think that I'm necessarily married to that, but energy is everything. So if you start off a certain way, like for instance, if I've never been spoiled, and I meet you and you rolling out the red carpet every day, and I'm like, oh shoot, I could get used to this. When I get used to it, that don't mean I don't want it anymore. Just because you was like, okay, well, I was just doing that to reel you in, or to do that as a way of saying I really like you. If you really like me, if you're gonna do stuff in the beginning, just like y'all, like women want men to keep up the things that, what it took to keep her. Well, I mean, what it took to get her.
Right. Some women. And I'm gonna go back to what you just said about energy is everything. I don't think, and this is just me, but the things that we do is not energy. Those are just things that we do. I feel like a person's energy is what's within them regardless of what they do. So if initially, like you said, you rolling out the red carpet, you doing that, this, that, and the third, those were the things that you did in that space and time. It doesn't change your energy. Now, your energy may have shifted to, I may not do that, but here's what I do now. So I may have rolled up on you once a week and brought you roses and, took you out once a week sporadically on a date, or spontaneously on a date or whatever. But that time has shifted. I might not be in that space anymore where I'm able to, bring you them roses every week and take you out spontaneously or whatever. But guess what I do for you? I come over and cook.
Yeah.
or we'll sit up and watch movies together. Your energy is still the same.
For sure.
Your energy is still, I love you, I want to spend time with you. I'm just doing it differently now.
Yeah.
But it doesn't take away from what you did in the past as far as energy. So I feel like your energy does not change. The method in which you deliver might.
Yeah.
That's just my thought.
So
and a lot of people can't adjust to those things.
So how do you feel about, how do you feel about when you meet someone just giving them your all in the beginning?
I feel like it's a mistake oftentimes.
Why?
Because we tend to, going back to being that representative in the first 6 months or however, whatever that time frame is, we do too much sometimes. And then when this person that we're doing all this for, what's the saying? If you give them the whole cow, they ain't gonna buy the milk. Because they got the whole cow already. So I don't have nothing to fight for. I don't have nothing to push for. As far as, well, let me still try to win him or her over or whatever, because they done gave me everything already. Yeah. So now, a lot of times people get bored and they're like, yeah, okay, I done figured that out already. I already know how she get down, whatever. Now I'm bored. Now I want to move on to something else. Yeah. Because she's done too much. So I think oftentimes we kind of do too much.
I kind of agree, but I kind of disagree, because I think sometimes that could be true, but I think sometimes when you have a man that you have been talking to for a substantial amount of time, like over 6 months and stuff, that man is kind of pretty much locked in, in a way. So I don't think that the things that you do, we could just be like, oh, I done conquered that. I mean, if it was that type of relationship, I think that man wouldn't stay around for like 6 months. I think that 6 months to a year, anything past that man is pretty much locked into that relationship pretty much.
So I was going to say, so what's the caveat to pretty much? Because he's locked in until when?
Because I said pretty much because boys are often grown and old and still have boyish ways as men, but don't really tap into their manhood until they get older.
And then, so to your point, so yeah, it's like a known thing or whatever they say. A man knows whether he would make you his wife within X amount of time of knowing you, right? But then X amount of time knowing you, he knows that he's made his decision. He's locked in, like you just said. Yet he will drag out the process of really, really locking in, because it's always something behind the scenes that's speaking to him about not locking in. And so that's where my question comes from. Like, he's locked in until when? He's locked in pretty much. Why?
I mean, like, there's so many different factors on why men may not lock in. Well, not that he don't lock in, but why he don't lock into women's standards, because sometimes women, the goal is to get married, and I think that a lot of women want to get married, but they don't want to be wives.
But isn't that the goal of dating? Period.
For sure.
Like that should be the mutual goal.
If you're dating and intentionally, like to get to know somebody and be with them for a long time, and hopefully get married. The thing is, what I was saying about like a man that has a lot on his plate and to weigh and stuff, like we have to make sure that when we marry a woman, we marry not just that woman, we marry her entire family. When we marry a woman, we want to make sure that our finances are all together. When we marry a woman, we got to think about genetics and mixing these genetics to bring on a new generation of children into this world. And then on top of all that, we got to also think about finances.
And so these aren't things that she has to think about as well?
Yeah, I mean,
because she has to consider.
But see, I'm not combating what a woman has to go through. I'm just talking from the man's side. Right. All we have to do, because when you talk about gender roles and you're talking about a woman or you got to be in the kitchen, you got to cook and clean and do these things. There are also things that women definitely want men to do to kind of have as a gender role too. Yeah,
there are definitely things that kind of like draw the line in the sand between what men and women do, for sure. Like, I ain't finna be changing tires and changing oil.
Exactly.
Just not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Not doing it. Really and truly, babe, you gonna get my car washed this week? Cause, like, not saying that that's a requirement, but like, it's just things that are more masculine activity, than a feminine activity. Like, you you had me laughing when you was trying to get me to go to the car wash, and you was like, yeah, you just drive through the car wash. The only thing is you got to get out and vacuum the car and stuff. I was like, oh, I'm not going.
No, yeah.
Like, I don't want to vacuum. Right. I don't want to.
And that was your exact response.
I'm
like,
so serious.
Who don't want to?
No.
Just like.
No, I want to sit in the car or sit off in the waiting room, waiting area, whatever. Y'all wash that car, get it together, back, all that there, and just let me know when it's ready. Beep, beep, and I'll come pick it up.
That's it. And
that's just me totally operating in my feminine, because I am very, very feminine. Now, do I believe that there are certain things that I just won't do? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take out the trash.
Yeah.
I will move furniture. I will, there are some things, but
so move furniture mean as in fighting?
I could do that too.
Okay, yeah, I see that. I see that little fire side.
I can do that too. But absolutely. Like, if there's a man in my life, there are just certain things that I should not be doing, and I will look at him certain kind of way if I'm made to do these things because he won't step up. So there are different gender roles, or gender roles that come into play, and people start taking into consideration. But it was something that you said that I wanted to touch on.
What was it?
Let me think. You said
gender roles?
Something about a man considering marriage. Oh no, what you said was everybody want to get married, or women are big on wanting to get married, but they don't really want to act like a wife. And I get that in a lot of instances, because there is a lot of responsibility that comes in marriage, period, or comes with marriage, period.
For sure.
It's the same thing. I'm always flip it on both ends of the spectrum.
That's fine. Yeah.
Because a man will go into this talking about, I want you to have my name, I want you to have my kids, we gonna create and build and all this stuff or whatever, but then he want to dip out and do other things. So doesn't sound like he really wants to be the husband that he's supposed to be as well. And so there's my thing.
When a man's a boy, I will say that they do boyish things, but when they become a man, they put away childish things. Period.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Yeah.
And I say that because hopefully. I mean, like, the thing is, like, with a man that dips out, I think that they subconsciously make reasons why, or justify why it's okay.
I agree.
Otherwise they wouldn't do it. I mean, like, I don't, like, sometimes, like, this is why I say women should not take what a man do to heart all the time, because sometimes I can't just say a man, I'll flip it and say women too. You can have a perfect situation at home and go out and want to have fun with something else, and it has nothing to do with your love for the other person.
Yeah, and that's the problem. Like, just stay single.
Facts.
Yeah, just stay single. Like, if you can't separate the wheats from the tares,
the good from the bad.
Yeah.
What you mean, good from the bad?
Separate the wheat from the tares.
What about if it's good and good and good and good?
No. If you can't separate,
when God said, ask for discernment and wisdom, they didn't say that it comes to, like, in different people. Like, I can tell a good person when I meet them, and when I meet people authentically, Hey, you're a good person. Hi, and when you talk, and it's just like attraction. It's attraction at the end of the day. What? But
let her do it.
Hey, I'm about to shoot the whole building up.
Exactly. So it's always an explanation on, women need to understand, just let a man be a man, and it don't never have nothing to do with whether or not he... Let her do it.
What?
Let her do it, and it's World War III.
4 and 5.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's call a thing, and
So-
let's just
so
talk
look.
about greed and just wanting
It's
your
not
cake and
just
eat
greed,
it too.
babe.
It is.
Did I say babe?
You did. You can't call me babe.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, it's not just greed though. Cause it's like this. In nature, it is what it is when it comes to us biologically and y'all biologically.
Understood.
Like I said in my jokes, like if a man, I had a conversation with a chick about a month or so ago, and she was like, "Oh, you got 5 kids? Oh, you was busy, huh?" I said, "I could have did that in a week," and she laughed because I guess nobody ever told her that. Like, I could have did that in a week.
You could do it in one night.
But that's what I'm saying. You can't.
Yeah, we can.
So
sure.
when we talk, not yet. When I think about the dynamics between men and women, we can't do the same and be the same. We don't even think the same a lot of
but
times.
it don't give you a pass. It does not give you a pass. I don't care about the nature. I don't care about how God made y'all. I don't care. It does not give y'all a pass to just be frivolous and be out here doing the thing.
Look, I agree. When you talk about the fruits of the spirit, the last one is self-control.
Amen.
Now, don't just say amen. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of times if you're doing the wrong thing, you're still controlling yourself, but you just chose.
Oh, please. Please.
Okay, I'm done.
Cut the tape.
I'm done. Yeah, cut the tape. But for real though, it's the truth. But let's go ahead and stop that. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and
shift gears. Shift gears. Because it was getting this hot up in here.
Yeah. So right now we're gonna do a toast because we ain't toast on the podcast in a long time, and I'm gonna let you do the toast again because the last time I toast, I think it was kind of whack.
Oh,
I forgot what I said.
I don't even remember.
But
what
I
you
can
said.
toast
I can do it if you want me to. I don't know what I'm
would.
gonna do.
You haven't been a guest in a while, and I would like for you to do the toast.
Okay. Well, cheers to the podcast going on because it's been what? This is year number.
This is like a full year.
Full year? I feel like it's been longer than that.
Yeah, I was looking at one of the episodes that we did, the first episode that I think me and you did. It was men's ego versus women's ego. I was looking at that, and I was like, dang. And it actually made me reflect on like my life right now. And it was really good. I enjoyed that episode.
Well,
I think that was one.
Cheers to a year. Cheers to a year in with the podcast. Cheers to growth.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure our conversation is different than what it was last time.
Oh, for sure.
I'm so sure.
And you said growth. That just reminded me of Marianne. I think that was episode 16, 15, something like that.
Oh my God, that was hilarious.
That was funny.
That was hilarious. But cheers to all of that. Cheers to forward movement, ascension,
for sure.
transcending.
Yeah.
All that.
Thank you. Cheers.
Eye contact.
Oh yeah, definitely.
There's it.
This is good.
This is good. I like it.
We're not giving no shout out to any brands until I get some sponsorship.
He ain't finna give nobody no credit.
I don't even wear it. Y'all can't even see no brands around here.
Well,
but
here, I'm gonna tell you my brand, child.
Hold on. First of all, we ain't doing no shouts out yet.
Yes, we are.
Okay, go ahead. Go
These
ahead.
good earrings.
What is it?
It's Hot Girl Vibes.
Okay.
H-A-U-T-E G-U-R-L V-I-B-E-Z.
Okay.
Hot Girl Vibes on Instagram.
Okay.
Facebook. TikTok. And it's hotgirlvibes.shop if you'd like to take a peek at the website. But I sell fabulous accessories for a very affordable, say that again, affordable price point.
Yeah. What else do you do? Come on, hustler.
I am a career woman in all aspects of the word career. I am not in a box. Okay. I will do the things that are necessary for advancement and forward movement. So I am a licensed mortgage loan originator, loan officer for short. So I do home loans. I'm an entrepreneur. I have my jewelry boutique. I have a clothing boutique. What else do I have? Jewelry, clothing. And then, of course, I work a 9 to 5. I've been in the financial industry for 25 years now. And I'm in the fintech or technology space, info technology space.
That sound like Trump would love to say that. Info technology. Like fintech. It is what I do.
Yeah.
Fintech. You know?
And I love what I do. I love what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I do. Do I do anything else? I love the Lord.
Okay.
I'm starting to dive back into getting active in church.
Yeah, that's
for
good.
sure.
So what made you fall away? Or COVID made you fall away? Mm-hmm. Wow, how so?
Because before COVID, well, here's the thing. Okay, more than just COVID. Mm-hmm. Number one, my children are now adults.
Okay.
When my children were children, I was way more active because I was trying to bring them up in the admonition of the Lord. Mm-hmm. And so when you have children, it automatically makes you as the parent more active because you're, number one, setting the example, but then also setting the foundation for them. So I used to be really, really active, especially when the boys were younger. But then as they grew up, you know, started becoming less active, not because of lack of interest or lack of desire, but just naturally, like, things just started tapering off. But I was so active though, also to the point where I started feeling a little like overwhelmed and burdened because I was doing so much. And this one thing about me is I don't Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Finish.
Well, I don't want worship to feel like a job. Mm-hmm. If I'm going to minister, if I'm going to work in ministry, I don't want it to feel like a job or feel burdensome. And I started feeling that, and I started experiencing burnout. And so COVID was actually a perfect reset. Okay. But it's just taking me a good chunk of time to start jumping back in.
Yeah. What were some of the things that you feel like you were doing more than you are doing now? What were you doing in the church actually?
Ooh, I'm a teacher at heart. Mm-hmm. I feel like that is when you know the gift that God gave you, when you do it without effort, when you do it without thought because it's just in you. Definitely, I have always been a teacher. I taught Sunday school, a segment of our women's ministry that tailored to like the younger girls, ages 12 to 25, I think was our cutoff. I worked in our youth ministry a whole lot, but I've always worked in the capacity of teaching, organizing, orchestrating, administrating. I still hold the title of the director of Christian education at my church. And so education has always been a thing for me. So I don't care what we're being educated on. I have a passion for breaking things down in layman's terms so that we understand.
No, that's good.
So.
Yeah.
Did I answer your question?
Yeah, you did. You did. I think we've been digging deep.
Yeah.
You have any questions for me?
Yeah. So, what's your goals with the Ant-Hole? What are your near term meaning in the next 1 to 3 years? What would you like to see the Ant-Hole?
I would like to get my followers and subscribers up to where I can start making some money. Okay. And that way, if I can start making money, I would like to get better cameras and make it like make the production look better and everything, and then travel more. Mm-hmm. I really want to take this, like, ant holes are everywhere in the world, like I said in the beginning. I want to travel everywhere and just interview people.
What would be your first stop?
First stop?
If you got the opportunity to do a episode anywhere, what would be your first stop?
My first stop. I would probably want to go where my spirit brother is, because he's always in Thailand, Brazil. He's always somewhere different that I would like to go, like, where he is, to kind of like be in another culture. That way I could interview him there, and then I'll also get somebody else to interview from the area or something like that. Like, I want to do multicultural things, and then also show like differences on why, because like when I first traveled outside the US during COVID, I realized that I felt different as a African American, or as a man of color, outside of this country. And I didn't feel like the racism. I didn't feel the like, I feel like people respected me more outside of this country, and so I would like to go to a place where I could get more content than just like one person there.
What do you think sets your podcast apart from every other podcast that's out here, because it's a million of them?
Well, my name, me, Antonio, and then it's the ant hole, and then and so I'll say that because I've been asking. I was like, when I started doing stand-up comedy, I was asking God, like, God, what is my niche? Like, what is the thing that's gonna set me apart? Like, what am I doing? And like, I was asking God for a niche, or whatever they call it, and I believe that this is kind of it. And so like the ant hole, digging deep, travel around the world, those are things that resonate with my soul. Like the person that I am, I feel like how much I love people. So I feel like with the ant hole, going around the world, talking to everybody, I feel like, man, like that's my ultimate dream, is not to have to want for nothing financial, but have the finances.
Kind of like the disciples did when they was going around, and I forgot what the scripture said, but they were just taken care of wherever they went.
Yeah. That's crazy you say that, because I was thinking about Kanye just a minute ago, because he said something like that a couple years ago. I heard him say something like, I don't have a house. Wherever I go, I have a place to stay. And man, like, people think that Kanye is crazy, but Kanye not crazy. I don't think. I think that he's wide awake, and a lot of people are not.
I don't think he's crazy either. I definitely think that he sees things deeper than what the mind's eye, what the regular eye sees. But you know how it is. The deeper you get and the more expressive that you are, that's when
you start looking.
Common folks start looking at you like you're a weirdo.
So check this out. Today I heard you ever heard of a NPC? NPC. Non-player character.
Oh no.
It's like playing Grand Theft Auto. You ever played Grand Theft Auto before? You ever played Fortnite?
Yes.
So it's like, well, Fortnite don't really have them, but like a game like Grand Theft Auto, it's like you can be driving a car and it's like people on the side. They're not really a part of the game.
Oh yeah.
I just heard that there are people like that in real life. Like people that have no real soul, no real depth. And when you talk to them, they can give you an answer, Just because, like on the video game, like if you jump out the car and you go to an NPC, a non-player character, they'll you can have a conversation with them, but it's like it's surface. It's nothing deep. They're not a part of the game, but they will have a conversation with you. They'll be like, "Hey,
like a robot almost."
Yeah, like a robot almost. Yeah. And I heard that there are really people like that.
I believe it.
Yeah, I believe it too, because when I heard it, you know who I thought about being an MP3. I mean, an NPC. It's been a long time. I know it's been a long time. Don't worry about it. I ain't saying no names. But I don't know. Lord, forgive me.
How's your soul right now?
My soul? My soul loves Jesus. My soul loves Jesus. My soul loves Jesus. Bless his name. That's it.
Okay. We didn't got the serenade.
Yeah, for sure. I don't even know if this thing is still recording, but you know, I'm hoping that it is.
Hope so.
I'm hoping that it is, people. It is fake news and truth news at the same time.
Okay. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so any other questions?
I mean, I can ask you a million of them.
I'll take 2 more.
Well, I asked you how was your soul right now.
I told you. My soul loves you. Now, but my soul is
how's your spirit right now? What does your spirit feel like right now?
Well, I am in a real place right now, to be honest. I'm in a place where I don't know quite what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing in business. I don't know what I'm really doing with this podcast. I don't know what I'm really doing in relationship. I don't know what I'm doing with finances. And I just don't know what I'm doing, to be honest. And in the midst of not knowing the next level, what I'm doing right now, I have joy in my heart that I can't even explain, because I know everything's gonna be all right. You know, I told you like a year or 2 ago, when I was going to the comedy store, I don't know if you remember that night, but I was like, God, blow my mind. And you was like, I think you said something like, what is it, something I'm not doing? And I'm like, no, it ain't got nothing to do with you. I'll say that was a real plea that I was asking God, because I have huge faith. I know God can do anything beyond what I can imagine, beyond what I can think of. And I know and I'm not impressed with a lot of things. So like, I asked God to blow my mind, because I'm like, if he blow my mind, I know it gotta be something great and wonderful that I can't even fathom. And it's crazy that I'm saying the word fathom, because I remember when I was at the old barbershop on La Brea, somebody said something to me one time. They even used that word. The guy, he said to me, like, you're not gonna be able to fathom what God. That was the word he used. I can't remember who it was, but I remember that was the word. He was like, fathom. And then another lady, she prophesied to me one day, and she used the word trendsetter. And so when I look at like the things that I do, like I do things from my heart, and I feel like I don't have no trust in myself. I have all trust in God, even when I make bad decisions.
Well, and I think that's where he wants you to be, like in this space of not knowing. I think he wants you to be in the space of not knowing, but then also faith without works is dead. So while you don't know what you're doing, you don't know where you're going, you don't know where this is taking you, that's taking you whatsoever, you still have to keep moving in all of the things, because that's where he starts to reveal his purpose and his plan. So I don't think he's going to lay it all out for you to where it's like, Antonio, boom, like this is what it looks like or whatever, because then what's the point of having faith?
Or doing the work. Yeah.
You already got to lay it out. You already know what it is.
For sure.
But I think that it sounds like he has you where he wants you.
For sure.
Sounds like he has you where he wants you.
So you want to hear some confirmation that I've had today?
Yeah.
And this past week, shout out to the Sutton family. I have Sutton blood running through me, and Gilling's blood. Well, yeah, Gilling's blood running through me, and my mom asked me to speak in her mission, because what my mom did was she turned our carport into like this sanctuary. It's like a mission. And when I walked in there the first time, man, I felt like I was on holy ground for real. And to see that it used to be a carport, and now to go in there and feel like, oh shoot, I can't be acting any kind of way in here. It really feels like anointed. And so she had me speak on this past Sunday, which everybody said I did okay, but I only went up there and I talked about things that I experienced and how the word is related to me and revealed to me. Because when I read the Bible now, or if I read anything that I'm interested in, the words come off the page, and so my understanding of a lot of things is different now. And so losing my train of thought. So she had me speak, and I feel like when I was speaking, I said, I ain't no preacher, and then I caught myself, because I don't want to say what I'm not. I want to say what I am. And I want God to reveal who and what I am to me. And so I said it twice. The second time I caught myself again. I was like, I ain't no preacher. And I caught myself again. I necessarily don't want to be a preacher, because I don't want to be held accountable as teachers and preachers and people like that, because I still like to drink. I still like to do certain things that may not be quote unquote, so holy, but I do want to be and become the quote unquote pastor or preacher or the leader that I want in my life.
But see, and that's where I feel like religion is so sticky, because God uses the people that you would least likely think he would use. He used a drunk. He used a murderer.
That's what I said on Sunday.
Yeah, and so why do we get so caught up on, well, I don't want that title because I do this or I do that? You know how many titles out here is running around doing stuff and we just don't know about it?
For real.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think that there's testimony in knowing that this person or that person has a story or has a past. That's where the testimony is.
And so that's what I was just saying. Like, I want to be the type of pastor that I want in my life. Like, the pastor would be like, man, hey, pastor, man, I'm having a problem with these hoes. Not saying like that, but I'm having a problem with these hoes. Hey, yeah, man, let me tell you how to overcome that, because I used to have that same problem.
You can't tell me nothing that you ain't experienced before.
And so I think that if I am to be a pastor or a leader, I'm good with being a leader, but I don't necessarily want to be a pastor in church and stuff like that.
That's a whole nother category, because now you're talking about leading a flock.
Yeah, but
people and being responsible.
But what did Jesus want us to do? He wanted us to go out and compel men, and that's what I said on Sunday too.
I don't want to be responsible for people's attitudes, and they mad about this decision that I done made and that decision, all that. Y'all can miss me with all that.
Yeah, let me do the ant hole, and as I go through the ant hole, witness to people and let people love me, and then I'm going on to do it more, and then they're waking up as I go by.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm with that.
And so, after I said that twice, I caught myself and I was like, Lord, I'm moving into being more obedient with God, and you know, my word from the first podcast we did at Chris's house, my word was becoming, and so I'm still becoming, and so I was cutting my last client hair. And I was cutting his hair, and I was talking to him because he's 17, and I'm always talking to the youth about making decisions. So I got this thing that I learned where I wrap a rope around their hand, as the rope is habits. And the first couple, I tell them to do like this, right? Open their fingers up, and it's free, right? And I put it around one time, and it's, you know, it's still free, but it's hard. And the more I wrap it around, they can't move it. I said, so now you're gonna need help, like psychological help. You're gonna need some prayer, spiritual help, or you know, you need meditation, prayer, and stuff like that to get it off. And so I use that as an example of them, you know, being like not starting so many things at a young age as bad habits. I also talked to them about the movie Sinners. I said, what did you what was your takeaway about the movie? He says, I forget what he said, but it wasn't the answer that I wanted to give him. And one thing that I learned about the movie Sinners is that you have to be careful on what you invite into your life, because if you invite the wrong thing, it can latch on to you and take more distraction and years to get out of that thing, and then the next thing you know, you look back and your whole life has passed you by. Right. And so he turned to me, he said, man, he said, you should be a pastor. And I had to stop cutting. I said, what? He said, you sound like he said, you should be a preacher. He said, because your words hit. I said, bro, I had to stop because of I started getting a little emotional because it's like confirmation. And I think that's my sign to that. It's almost like God calling me, and I've been hearing him, and I haven't been resisting, but I am yielding. I am yielding slowly but surely. Like, okay, God, what is it? Who is it? Where is it? Where you want me to go? What you want me to do? And even down to down to my career in acting and comedy. Like, part of me be like, sometimes I'll be thinking like, man, maybe not comedy, because like sometimes like I use choice words that might not seem too holy, but like, I don't know. I mean, I'm weighing all the things that I don't think is right for my life right now. So
keep defining it.
Yeah. Keep defining and refining. Yeah.
I think that's the journey of life altogether.
Yeah. So
I don't have any more questions.
Yeah. Okay. Well. All right. Let me see. Do I have any more? I think that's enough for tonight.
Is that enough?
I think that's enough. Cheers one more time.
Well, cheers.
Yeah. This has been Antonio Gillens and my personal guest, Shanyka Jackson. Y'all give her a round of applause. Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Always. Always and forever. Each moment with you.
I done sniffed on this mic about.
You sniff?
I'm like stuffy.
Yeah, because it's hot in here. Yeah. It'll be all right when you get out. It's the ant hole, baby.
Thank you for digging deep with the ant hole. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and keep it digging. Bye.